let me get a beer first.
Nice. I'm keeping that in. Got his yellow legal pad out.
Exactly. Just taking this seriously.
Hello, and welcome back to Monday Nitro, brother.
What's up, brothers?
Yeah, back on the timeline this week. We're going to be looking at Nitro from the 2nd of October, 1995.
Yes. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was the best one
I
so
think
far.
this was the best one. Before you get too excited, Mark, I've got some really bad news for you. Disaster. But last week when I tweeted Bischoff to try and get him to find out who that guy Rick Rude was fighting was.
Yeah.
From the first WCW Saturday night. Didn't answer me.
Jerk.
So I don't think he's coming on the show anytime soon.
Right.
But then I tried to find Rick Rude.
Oh my God, yes.
And he died in. Oh, I won't go into it much because he will die. He dies pretty within our timeline.
Oh, what on this? Oh no. Disaster. What did he die of? Some sort of.
According to the medical report, mixed medication.
Right. So.
I realise people listening to this can't see me do the inverted commas thing, but.
Disaster.
I'm fairly sure people guessed it. I know. I don't think we're going to find out who this guy is. I might have to go to Jim Ross next. He was on it.
I say, if all else, we'll go to maybe Vince, and then he'll probably be ready then.
He won't know or care, will he?
Yeah, no, he will. He'll be up for this. He'll be well up for this.
Yeah. And
then if I ever met Vince, I'd ask him to give me a Max Stunner. That'd be the main thing I'd do. Any wrestler, I'd ask them to give me a special move. Take a pedigree. I'd take all these moves.
And a Royal Rumble running as well. Can we just come in?
Yeah.
Okay, before we hand over to the podcast properly, I just want to give a quick talk and a shout out there to Anchor, who's hosting this for us. If you don't know about Anchor previously and you want to do a podcast, it's absolutely free. There's tools on it that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from the computer. They distribute it for you, so they'll put it on Spotify, Apple, and loads of other places for you. And if you wanted to, they can help you make money on there, and they can ask for sponsors, and with no minimum listenership for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. If you want it, you can download the free Anchor app, or you can go to anchor.fm to get started. And again, we can't recommend it highly enough. We record on Zoom so we can see each other, and then we just upload the audio files to Anchor. We can splice in and cut stuff out. It is really, really good. All right, thanks. And we'll hand back over to us.
So I had a look at Raw that we're going up against. Raw is, of course, taped still at this point. So you're going to like their card. There's a lot of matches when I get to it. So starts with Jerry Lawler wearing a crown. Awesome. I mean, in fairness.
Yeah.
Nitro's dog shit, so Jerry Lawler wearing a crown beats it.
Yeah, I don't know why they got a dog on this. Yeah, that is mental.
The first match is Razor Ramon versus the 1-2-3 Kid. That's not an error. It just is. Every Raw just seems to be that at the moment.
What, just them two fighting?
Yeah, it always seems to open with them two fighting.
Is the 1-2-3 Kid Billy?
No.
Or X-Pac, isn't it?
It's X-Pac, and
X-Pac, right.
It's 6 in WCW.
No, he was in WCW.
No,
okay.
Some people are saying that he's called 6 because he's the 6th member of the NWO, and some people say he's 6 because it's 1 + 2 + 3. But either way, it works.
1 + 2 + 3. That's a good. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, they have a match. Lawler starts banging on about how the 1-2-3 Kid wants RESPECT. This must have been in the charts or something because they talk about it in every Nitro at the moment.
Yeah, they do say that a lot.
They've said it in the last 3 Nitros.
It's not in the start, so.
And they're banging on about it. It must have been re-released or something because it's everywhere at the moment. So yeah, Razor just wins with a normal clothesline. So that's the first match.
Clothesline.
Yeah.
That's rubbish.
Then 1-2-3 Kid asks for a second match. So they have
this happens in this.
So they have another match.
What? Straight after each other?
Yes.
What? Awesome.
Razor wins with a powerbomb. Then 1-2-3 Kid asks for a third match.
This is amazing.
Razor's about to destroy him, and he just feels sorry for him and rolls him up with a small package and gets a 3 count.
What, so you have to do like an outsider's edge or something?
Yeah. Razor's Edge, obviously, in WWF. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the 1, 2, 3 kid goes, oh, all right, I'll shake your hand. And then tries for a small package roll-up on Razor.
What a hero.
And then the crowd No, he just loses 3 times. And then they give up and hug each other and walk off. Doesn't make any sense, really.
I'm sold by that match.
Yeah. The next match is Barry Horowitz. He's just a guy the crowd love him. He's a guy whose gimmick is he always loses. Doesn't really make any sense.
That's the worst gimmick ever, Barry.
Yeah.
Barry Borowitz as well. That's not a good wrestling name.
Horowitz. Yeah.
Horowitz still.
I think he had a gimmick for a bit that was I'm Jewish, and then his gimmick is that he loses every match.
Come on, Barry. Get better than gimmick than that. Did he turn into anything, or was that his highlight?
No.
His career?
That's his career. He's against Triple H.
Old country Triple H, like Hunter Hearst.
Yeah. He's still doing his Regal gimmick.
That's good. His move goes back then. Actually, I didn't really think about.
Yeah, no. He's had that right from the start. He's one of the few that's had it like throughout.
Yeah, what a hero.
Then they do an O.J. Simpson poll.
On what?
To see if he did it. Just to see if O.J. Simpson killed his wife, like for no reason. But I've got some issues with this.
I mean,
Vince McMahon, other than the obvious, it's nothing to do with wrestling and you making light of him killing his family. But they say, so there's an O.J. Simpson poll. You call the the WWF hotline.
yes.
This comes out a few times throughout. You call this number and we'll have at the end of the show, we'll tell you whether the audience think that OJ did it. Small issue with this is a taped Raw.
Oh, yeah.
So, are you just lying to people?
Oh, yeah, how do they do that? Surely they wouldn't have, spliced it in at the end, cut it in. They definitely wouldn't have done that.
I don't think they've got the editing technology in 1995 to start splicing this in. I'm fairly sure it's just a lie. At the end of the show, mental. It comes out as 51% as well.
51% to what?
That he didn't do it.
That he didn't do it.
But that's it's a suspiciously even number. And
yeah.
And it's a taped show, so I'm
That's
fairly
amazing. I bet those calls would have cost like a tenner as well.
Yeah, I think they'll be the same as WCW. I reckon they'll be the 150.
Yeah, still expensive though, aren't they?
150. Then the next match. Sorry, got a bit carried away with O.J. Simpson.
I mean, that's amazing that they've done that poll though.
It's pretty cool. The next match is PG-13, who are the United States Wrestling Alliance's tag team champions. They're like a Memphis-based organization. That it didn't last very long, and obviously they fight some jobbers no one cares about, and they lose. That's pretty much. And there's a promo for the next In Your House, the main event of which is Kevin Nash against British Bulldog. Triple H wins with a pedigree, obviously.
Yes. Diesel were taking up Diesel. Scott Hall were taking up too much of the time. 3 matches. Yeah, then there wasn't any matches in that.
It wasn't that long. He just kept battering him. It didn't make him look good. Right, so Nitro. Before we start, we are live from the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. Now, I was confused by that.
City, I like that.
They keep talking about it. It's because it is 5,280 feet above sea level. It wasn't. That's not. So it's just a high up city. But I was expecting something more exciting, but it wasn't. There's some matches in this because I know you texted me earlier and said I hate Lex Luger. So there's going to be some dark matches in this that will upset you because they were better than the matches that were shown.
That doesn't surprise because this Luger match was awful.
So the dark matches: Brian Pillman against Disco Inferno, awesome.
Awesome, yeah. Disco Inferno makes an appearance in this for no reason, so that probably would have made more sense.
Right, Meng and Shark versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Renegade. Okay, yeah, that's got dark match written all over it. I'll allow that. But then
I've been seeing Hacksaw again. I don't like him, but still.
Diamond Dallas Page against Alex Wright for the TV title. Why is that? First of all, if you're calling it the television title, why aren't you putting it on television? And why is that a dark match?
They could have easily fit that into this.
You could definitely have shaved some minutes off some of these matches and put that on because some of this drags on quite a lot.
It does. Massive flashback is one of the first few things I've wrote. So,
according to the online stats of the show. There are 9,000 fans in attendance of Nitro, which is good.
I thought you were going to say 9,000 fans and attendance on this. I was like, oh my God, we're hitting the big leagues.
No. Of that 9,000, though, how many do you think actually paid to get in, and how many do you think gave away?
9,000 isn't that many.
It isn't. So when wrestling shows, it's common when wrestling shows can't sell out that when it gets to the last minute, they give away some tickets.
Right, okay. 3,000 have paid.
Yes.
Yes.
That's an amazing guess, because that's exactly right. Don't know how you did that.
Yes.
But that means they gave away 6,000 tickets, which is mental.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. Why don't they do that? Well, I guess everything sells out these days, doesn't it?
I guess because Nitro's only been ongoing a month at this point, hasn't it, as well?
Yeah. Still, that'd be awesome. In the Mile High City, watching this, one of the best matches I've seen in this run of matches, anyway.
Yeah.
That exists in this match from so much.
Right. If anyone wants to watch along with us on the network as we go through it, are you ready?
Yeah, put on my TV this time.
Oh, look at this. We are going to start now on 0 seconds.
Nailed it. Explosions. Oh, I need to turn this down. Hold on.
They've got some good explosions, haven't they, on Nitro?
It's a good little intro.
It is good. The Raw, before Nitro started, the Raw intro was a siren. Like, I'm not even lying. It was
just straight up siren.
It was so annoying. I watched a couple of the Raws, and it is awful. At this point, there's when they go to the announcer, they've got Mongo and Pepe again. This
Pepe with some literal sellotaped on googly eyes.
Googly eyes,
dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking okay with it, but still, you can't be sellotaping things on these dogs.
I think he does Bobby the Brain Heenan is calling him a tarantula again. Exactly. Word the same joke as last week. Get a grip.
There's some bad acting by Bischoff and Bobby.
There is. Well, there's some good timing because Bischoff starts with "Welcome to Nitro." You never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And at that very point, Flair interrupts him. I like.
Don't really know what Flair says. Flair's just like woo, and he goes like challenging.
Yeah, it's just Flair kicking off at Arn Anderson, isn't it?
He's looking for.
That's my note. It says Flair grabs headset, says something about he wants to batter Arn Anderson.
About Flair being mental.
I love Flair's promos. He did almost get MVP just for this. If he hadn't wrestled, he'd probably have got it.
I mean, yeah, fair dues, but no, yeah, if he hadn't wrestled, that wrestling match wasn't that
great. No. And then they go to the flashback of Lex Luger again.
This was honestly devastating when this came out.
I can't watch this any more times. How many times are they going to show this recap from 3 weeks ago?
I actually skipped a bit of this when I was watching it. I refused to watch it.
Because I knew we were going to watch it now. So basically, we're watching this twice a week at the moment. And it's every week that they show the same clip.
Yeah. I've only learned this week to not watch it twice in the same day as well. So this is much better.
I can't believe it's the same bit of the same clip as well. They don't vary it in any way.
Last week, I suppose it was 2 weeks ago actually that we watched it. But yeah, this Double Smith, that feels ages ago.
This is the double. But then when they go to this and they show Macho Man doing his elbow drop on Kevin Sullivan and that other guy, Zodiac.
I nearly got it. Yeah, Zodiac.
Sullivan moves out the way. He's in charge of the stable. He should pull Zodiac with him. But he just doesn't.
This Taskmaster's the worst as well, I think.
Oh,
maybe,
no, he might
be worse than Luger. Actually.
Oh, no. He might be MVP tonight, though.
Do you reckon? Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean.
We'll get to it, but I agree with you. He can't wrestle, and his matches are awful. His look is absolutely ridiculous. He should retire.
He's got a bad gimmick as well.
Yeah, there's nothing good about him, really. His gimmick gets better. By the time
he gets better in this episode, to be fair to him.
Yeah, so. He definitely does. But by the time we get to Halloween Havoc, he will have done something amazing as part of his gimmick.
Right, awesome. They bang on about Halloween Havoc a lot during this episode.
They do, in the middle of other people's matches, which really pisses me off.
Oh, well, in one of these matches, yeah, they interrupt all these matches for no reason.
We're not actually missing anything. If you're not watching along, we're not missing anything at all. This is still just giant chokeslamming people from last week.
It's mental, isn't it?
And we're still on it. And now he's Lex Luger's come
taking
out.
on the giant, trying to.
It's the Lex Luger. Whose side is he on? He's on Lex Luger's side. He's not smart enough to be on any side.
No one wants him on their side, so I would say.
No one's tried to recruit Lex Luger either. Like, the Dungeon of Doom battered him. Macho Man definitely doesn't want him. No side wants Lex Luger.
Right, here we go. Is this Luger coming out?
This is the match. Lex Luger's going to come out with some really shit music.
Yeah.
Is this the first time we've actually heard his music? Because normally he just walks out.
I think it is. You're right. Yeah.
And it's
especially shit music because Macho Man's music's going to come on soon, and that's one of the best.
But is it that? Because sometimes the WWE changed the music, so I don't know if this is the original. Because sometimes WWE.
Hogan has weird music. Is it on this? Some weird alternate music, I think.
Are you sure? I thought that was Hogan's normal music in WCW. Jimmy Hart.
Maybe I'm just thinking of WWF music.
A lot of it, Jimmy Hart has rewritten WWF slightly. So if you go on Spotify now, there's some WCW theme tracks because I may have sampled the Wolfpack into the start of this episode.
Yes.
and a lot of Jimmy Hart is credited with songwriter of a lot of the stuff, and that's because he changes just enough so WWF don't kick off about copyright.
That's amazing.
Because as far as
Macho got some pretty sweet fireworks coming out.
He has. Yeah, Macho Man is in his if anyone's seen Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat, it's that.
Oh, and that is it. Yeah, that's it. I wrote Macho Man rocking a sweet outfit.
He does come out with some amazing outfits. As I've said before, if it's like I'm fairly sure wrestlers at this point had to pay for their own outfits. Macho Man is getting a raw deal here compared to Luger.
He's made no money. Yeah,
Luger's wearing black pants.
Macho Man looks much better though.
Oh, I was thinking the other day, this match is costing Bischoff basically nothing. So he got Macho Man for free, and he offered Luger a quarter of what he was earning in WWF because he didn't really want him, and Luger just happened to say yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because Luger was working without a contract.
Luger's desperate for these deals.
Yeah, because WWF was sick of him, basically, weren't they?
He does have a good special move, I'll give him that, but...
I don't think they know how to do it yet. We'll get to it when he comes up.
Yeah, to be fair, he can't do it in this.
And the refs don't know what to do with it.
They're totally... Yeah, it's funny, this.
It's really bad. They've not worked out how are we going to end a match with Lex Luger yet. For some reason. Okay, they've started with a lockup. I'll tell you when they end the lockup because it's a while. I
just wrote such a long grapple.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Grapple's still going on.
Macho Man was pumped before this, like running against the ropes and stuff.
I love Macho Man's like that always. I'm sure he wakes up like that pumped. I can't believe this grapple's still going on. They are still in a lockup.
No, they're not. It's like the first thing. It's like maybe if you're tired in a match, you do this.
Yeah. Lex Luger is always tired. If you watch any Lex Luger match, it has to have more rest holds. Oh, the grapple still moved to outside, but it's still going on. All of Lex Luger's matches have loads and loads of rest holds in them because he's got no cardio. He always looks out of breath.
There we go. Some sort of ad break.
They've got,
mid grapple. That's the best ad break they've ever done during that.
An ad break which is showing Kamala's face, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they paid him for that. If it's on a pay-per appearance. I bet they didn't.
Nah. Maybe.
I mean, they're showing Vader in it as well, which is definitely not happening.
Vader was a badass.
Yeah, he'd already left WCW at this stage.
yeah, because we saw him in Thing, didn't we?
Because he's already been sacked for hitting someone, so it's not happening. Well, that's how bad Dungeon of Doom are. We'll just pretend we've got other people.
Yeah.
Cut back to the Macho's in the ring. Luger isn't. It's not. Whoa! Luger jumps the ropes. He's actually got some energy for once in his life.
Yeah, that was okay. And he did a little taunt there, which is pretty good. Macho Man nodding, appreciates that. He knows a good taunt when he sees one.
Macho Man's boots are amazing. They're like white.
Yeah, they are.
They're just Luger's boots, but with at some point in this
massive tassels.
Where have I written? They said, oh yeah, they say call the WCW hotline to find out what's going on Raw, which I thought was funny.
Oh, really? I didn't even hear that. Yeah.
And they keep saying Luger might be going back to WWF, which is a bit harsh. Like, as in that's the punishment for losing, which is funny.
I wrote they just went back outside the ring. That like Macho Man done a move, and then Luger just ran straight out.
And then
the ring.
Luger does. They're out the ring. Luger does the Rude Awakening.
Oh, was that? Yeah. You just done it there, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, I was slagging off Luger, and then I'm pretty sure it's about to do a sweet move.
Yeah, he does that, and then.
Oh no, schoolboy.
And then Mongo says, if you're not tuned into this, you're as brain dead as most of the people in Stain's family.
This is the good move. He's just doing a press. It's not that good.
It does look. But... No, I wrote. Oh my God, Luger's managed to do one good move in 5 episodes.
He's super chuffed with it as well.
Yeah, he's well showing off about it. But come on. But then, after that, they do a backslide attempt that goes on for ages.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't write anything. I must have been too upset about it.
It's really long and nothing happens throughout the whole thing. God, Lex Luger matches. Just why?
He looks massive, but he's just. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's starting.
Yeah.
He looks so big compared to Macho Man, but he's no Macho Man.
But he cannot wrestle.
Yeah, no, there's been
like that Macho Man.
Macho Man hasn't been able to do a move against him because he can't take it.
That Macho Man Scott Norton match was about 10 times the pace of this.
Yeah.
The backside attempt is still going on, and still nothing has happened. Still going on.
I don't understand who's hurting who.
No one's
apparently Luger.
Macho Man is trying to slide Luger on to a pinning attempt. Then Luger hooks his leg on the rope so he can't, and then that stays still for another few minutes. I just.
They've just reverse swapped each other's arms, so now. Oh, he's pinning him. This is embarrassing compared to this next match as well, isn't it?
It really is. I've got some bad news for you about Halloween Havoc, by the way.
What?
There's 2 Lex Luger matches in it.
2 Lex Luger matches in the same night?
Who thought that was a good idea to put on a pay-per-view? I don't know. Now they're just having a lie down.
Yeah, what even happened? Did they just get out of a pin, it looked like?
they ran into each other and then fell over. Luger takes the pace out of matches. This is going on so long now. Come on. Macho Man goes up to the top, does a flying nothing. Luger hits him, and then Bischoff goes.
Out the ring.
Bischoff says right to the solar plexus, even though it clearly isn't. It's at least 6 inches lower than the solar plexus. You've hit him on the belly button. And then they start fighting outside. And Mongo says he'll be spitting teeth for a week. And Bobby the Brain says, yeah, right on the neck. They can't both be true. Your teeth aren't in your neck.
Maybe Bobby the Brain was doing a technical, slagging him off, come on.
Because it's effectively, no, Bobby the Brain's right. I'm sure it was supposed to be on the neck because it's...
Yeah.
It's the move we saw last time, isn't it? It's Stone Cold Steve Austin's original finisher, but on the guardrail.
Oh my God! Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah, Stone Cold's original finisher. What was it called? Do you remember?
Stunning something. I can't remember.
Something mental. Yeah, something could be. Oh, come on, guys! Finish this match.
I can't believe it's still going on. It's. When you think we could
when they talk about this as well, they talk about it's a double main event tonight. For ages, I thought that meant, it's just going to be 2 matches because this is lasting so long.
Main events don't go on first.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
And then the ref falls over. There's a ref bump, which makes it even more bullshit. Macho does a slam. There's a good Smith from the top rope. I don't think it's a good Smith.
No, I think it was okay.
His legs clearly land a couple of seconds before he does, so it won't hurt that much. At all.
Yeah, I didn't notice that actually.
Then
nice.
Macho gets at least a 10 count, but there's no ref there to count it. So he tries to wake the ref up. And then
Giants came in.
And then Giants come up, which makes no sense. last week's Nitro, the week before this Nitro was shown, Giant was choke slamming Luger.
Everyone.
If you don't like Luger, just let Macho Man pin him. He'll retire him. Why are you even doing any of this? It makes no sense.
Because they're on Luger's side. Him and
they're
that's
not,
the storyline, isn't it? Surely that's the storyline.
They keep banging on about whose side is Luger on, but Giant runs out, choke slams Macho Man. Luger doesn't see it because he's an idiot. So Luger's going over to Macho Man. He seems confused as to why he's lying down, but doesn't seem to worry about it.
This is hilarious, though. He's trying to give him his torture rack, but while Macho Man's sitting down, so that is hard to pick him up, but.
It is hard to pick him up, but if you can't pick him up because Macho Man's unconscious, just pin him. There's no need.
This is the worst torture rack.
He lifts him up into the torture rack. He staggers about a bit because Macho Man's gone dead weight. And then the refs still don't know how to deal with the torture rack. So they lift his arm up and down 3 times. So
very slowly.
But I'm sure I've seen Luger matches where he jumps up and down shouting in the torture rack, and then the guy has to go, "I quit," and it looks loads better.
Yeah. I've seen that.
This where the ref has to wander around because you're throwing the guy up and down, so of course his arm's going to go up and down. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that lifting the arm up for 3 though. Like we've seen. Does it ever go to 3? Does that ever happen?
It never goes to 3, and it never.
Mainly because it's Hogan, I guess, but.
And they're so tired they can't lift their arm up for the first 2, but then they get loads of energy and can power out.
Start pumping up.
So that's the end of the match. They talk about WCW Saturday night coming up. It doesn't look that great. They talk about a shit tag team match. And then Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus the Big Boss Man, who is for some reason dressed like a gangster.
Was that the big guy? I didn't know that.
Yeah. That wasn't what he was wearing when he fought Hogan in the first episode, was it?
Definitely not.
No.
He's just got a bit more gangster over the last couple of weeks.
And now they're back to the 3 announcers, and they're asking why Giant doesn't attack Luger, which is probably your point, which is the whole, what's going on? But you battered Luger last week. Last week, they chokeslammed Luger. If you didn't like Luger, you should have just let him lose the match. And then he's out of WCW. It made no sense.
Oh, I forgot that was for Luger's career.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. They barely mentioned that in the commentary.
No, I think they just sort of forgot about it. So is Luger now the number 1 contender?
Yeah, who knows?
Luger said he was going to put his championship shot on the line. So that means he's the number 1 contender, but he's not because Giant's against him. But Disco Inferno now comes out for no reason at all.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we've got Eddie Guerrero versus Steve Malenko, and then Disco Inferno comes out having an absolute dancing,
which is amazing. Okay.
Close MVP awards, I would say.
It's a definite special mention because he does some amazing dancing. He is still dancing. It's quite a long dance.
He's getting annoyed because he's changed the music to which is Eddie Guerrero's music, which is pretty good.
Oh no, I wrote Eddie comes out to horrifically bad stock Mexico music.
I mean, it's a bit racist, the music, but it's pretty funky.
Anyone that isn't from America has to have stock music from your country. They don't have thing then, do they? They don't have Google then, so they go to Encarta 95 and they type
Encarta 95.
Yes, they must just go to Encarta 95 and type the country, and then that is what comes out. That's how WCW seems to work.
I'm a fan of this Mexican music.
Eddie has just
Eddie Guerrero's got a pretty good outfit. Eddie Guerrero looking like he's a main wrestler, if you know what I mean. Like he's not.
Just arrived from ECW though. Was previously New Japan and Lucha Libre, but he was in the WCW in 1989 as just some guy who got battered by people. Like a jobber, like an enhancement.
Yeah. This Steve Malenko's came out, no entrance, all torn. He's just walking out so seriously.
Boring, isn't he?
He's just a boring guy.
They keep going on about being
who's this jabroni? But then he does some awesome wrestling.
He does do some good wrestling. We used to call him Manenko, didn't we?
Manenko, yeah.
Because he was boring.
Yeah, little did I know he wasn't.
When he talks about being the man of 1,000 holds, have you ever seen
no holds even happened in this?
No. Even though they talk about them, they're like, "Oh, we're up to 690 holds now," and you're like, "Definitely not." But have you ever seen the the Chris Jericho bit where he says that Dean Malenko knows 1,000 holds? Well, I know 1,004, and he's just there reading.
Remember it.
He's just there reading off a long list, and almost all of them are armbar that he just keeps saying over and over again. It's amazing. They're doing a quick flashback to Eddie Guerrero last night on WCW main event where he beat Justin Ligo with a frog splash. If you remember back,
I like to see a frog splash as well. That was his special that I remember.
If you remember back 2 weeks ago, they said that no one had ever wrestled 2 nights in a row before.
I thought that as well.
And people have been wrestling 3 nights in a row now because they did Saturday night, their WCW main event, and now Monday Nitro. So they've already rubbished their own point. Start with a stylish.
These two are in a hold, and he looks so much better than
I wrote that as WCW Revenge Test of Strength.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, totally.
And then they just start doing flips over itself, which looks incredible. This match.
Yeah, like Malenko looked like he was going to do some sort of flip to Guerrero. Guerrero landed on his feet like a hero.
I would definitely recommend checking this match out. It's incredible.
It's already blown my mind for the second time.
Yeah, it's easily. I can't even I was making notes and I just gave up because I just couldn't do it because some of the amount of flips I have no idea what they are. The amount of flips into different moves.
Yeah, so many. I've wrote awesome moves. 2 minutes in, the best match ever.
Yeah, I wrote that. I wrote, this is the match of the year. Stop just banging on about Hogan.
Oh yeah, that.
Because they just keep talking about Hogan being on his way to the arena, which is really annoying.
I know, because this is so much better.
This is so good. Eddie does some weird roll over his back, and Malenko does the most textbook perfect dropkick you've ever seen.
Yeah, this Malenko's the hero, man.
Yeah, he's very, very good. I mean, he has to be to get over the fact he's got no personality, but you let him off when he can do matches like this.
This is awesome. They're just constantly reversing each other.
They're just constantly jumping over each other, reversing into it, doing pinning combinations, leaping off each other's shoulders.
Mid-match, this is the worst thing ever. Mid-match, they're cutting to a Hogan promo.
Yeah, they've just done a split screen to Hogan arriving in a limo, which was really annoying me. And then they switched it to just Hogan. And I was absolutely livid at that point. I was like, what are you doing?
It's insane, isn't it?
And they're talking about...
Not even a good promo.
No, it's not. It's Hogan says that he can't sleep because he needs to confront the Giant. And he can't live with himself if he doesn't. And I just don't understand why.
Oh, it's so upset. Honestly, this upset me a lot, actually. What did I write down?
It's not a good promo. Hogan says he needs to confront the Giant, and Jimmy Hart's begging him not to. I'm not exaggerating. This is if this doesn't win 1995 Match of the Year, I'll be massively surprised.
Do they do Matches of the Year?
I don't know if they're doing WCW at this point. They definitely do in WWF later on.
Do they? Awesome. Watching that. Just the matches of every year. Sounds good.
They do the slammies, don't they, in WWF?
Do they? I don't remember that. Like
an award ceremony, but they're proper funny as well.
The Dundies from The Office.
Yeah.
Any listeners out there?
Owen Hart wins one and takes it so seriously. It's proper funny.
I've never known that. That's awesome.
Right, and now they finally got back to the action.
Oh, and they've just... Eddie Guerrero wrapped his legs around Malenko and somehow flipped him out the ring.
Flipped him over. The flips they're doing, he did it just before. They did a Frankensteiner that he reversed by doing a cartwheel out of it, which was so impressive.
Frankensteiner, that's the word I was trying to think of before. Yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? That cartwheel out of that.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. They do a crossbody on each other that Mongo decides to call a Mexican cliff diver. I'm not sure that's he's just made that up. Because he's Mexican.
Mexican cliff diving, yeah, just going for it. But that was a good top rope. It wasn't good, but
it's a huge move. Yeah, it must have absolutely nailed both of them. That's what Mongo calls a Mexican cliff diver, but it's just a crossbody off the top rope.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it looks good. Well,
I don't reckon I'm not convinced that if Jushin Thunder Liger did it, they'd call it a Mexican a cliff diver.
nah, it'd be like a Japanese thunder strike or something.
Yeah. Ninja strike or some shit.
Yeah.
I think Malenko comes a horseman at some stage, actually, for real.
Does he? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Any place, any time. Said he
Yeah, they agree with rematch any place, any time, which is nice. And then they do a well-timed ad break again, which is amazing for Nitro, because they don't seem to be able to manage it most times.
Oh no, the next thing I've just wrote is Hogan promo shite next to
it. They're back from break, and Hogan comes out to, at best, a mixed reception. There is a significant amount of booing.
Yeah, definitely. Eddie Guerrero got more. But check this music out.
Did you notice how much Luger was getting booed during Macho Man's match?
I didn't really notice. No.
He was getting shit booed out of him. The crowd went mental when Luger won. They were so annoyed, and he was
really.
There were chants of Luger when he first started in the first. So it's only taken a month for Luger to go.
Yeah.
From fan favorite to getting booed to shit. The crowd really wanted Macho Man to win, which would have meant his retirement. But yeah, there are a lot of boos for Hogan at this point, which isn't ideal because he's your champion and main face of the company. They've not been doing Hogan well at this point. They've not.
No. Need some Hollywoods.
Yeah, they should. They left the turn too long, didn't they?
Oh, this does turn into a good promo, actually, though, doesn't it?
It does turn into it starts shit when it's just Hogan, but it does get significantly better. Hogan starts by talking about some sick kid that convinced him that he needed to put something about having
little Billy in whatever hospital,
Little Billy's having a lung transplant, and he said that he'd feel better if Hogan put the Giant down for some reason.
So
doesn't make any sense.
It's a cheap promo, I'd call that.
Yeah. Then Hogan calls him the big stinky giant. He's obsessed with the smell.
He says that I wrote big stinky giant.
He's obsessed.
You think it's because Hogan can't swear but can't think of a good enough word? So he's just stinky. He's just got a lot to learn of jabroni. Another topical fact, jabroni was added into the dictionary.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's something comedy someone that keeps getting
the smack laid down
in wrestling. It's all that's amazing.
Hogan's still saying nothing of interest. He wants to be.
Yeah, Hogan's promo is still going on. He's going out the ring though.
He's got to go out the ring because he's agreed to give his T-shirt to a fan. Apparently.
I do remember them saying actually that, but yeah, I just got lost of him just giving everyone high fives.
Yeah.
Be up for a high five off him though. He's missing a lot of people.
I'd definitely try and Will Smith him
Oh my god, so much! Yeah.
any wrestler as well. Any wrestler, I'd definitely try and Will Smith them. And then a woman in the crowd just throws some white powder at Hogan, hits Jimmy Hart with a walking stick, and just starts attacking Hogan with a walking stick. This is where the promo starts getting down.
Yeah, it's happening.
This woman is beating the crap out of him, but this woman does have suspiciously very wide shoulders.
I mean, yeah, I definitely knew who it was almost straight away. And then these guys come up the rest of the league.
It's a very unique shape that this person has.
Yeah.
Zodiac and Giant come out. And whoa, swerve! The woman is actually Kevin Sullivan.
We haven't seen Zodiac wrestle yet. I mean, maybe he's a badass.
He just walks out a lot. He got destroyed by Macho Man.
Oh, is this the guy that had a spike, actually? Is that someone else?
Oh, no, that was Meng. Zodiac's he's a non-entity, really. I don't think we need to worry about him.
Oh, Giant's just killed Hogan.
Hogan already had a neck brace from a broken neck, so Giant has come out and broke his neck again, which can only mean that Hogan's dead.
Oh, this is controversial, though. What's happening now? Shaving Hogan's tash.
Yeah, and Bischoff starts going, "Oh, this is too much." It's like he's just broken.
They're taking him apart piece by piece.
He's just there's a bit where they pause it where Hogan has a Hitler tash, which is a bit worrying.
Yeah, I thought they were going to leave him with that. Totally.
That would have been funnier.
Yeah.
But
Look at this guy that just came in.
They are
American males. The American males have just came in to interfere. One of them definitely looks like he tried to jump over the top rope and missed. That's what I think, anyway.
That's Scotty Riggs.
Yeah, here he is again. Yeah, he's back in the ring now. Ready to get choked.
Oh no, that's Buff Bagwell.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, Buff Bagwell missed this the first time.
Yeah, they suck. They're making it out like Hogan having his mustache shaved is worse than having his neck broke twice, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
The neck break didn't look the best either. It was very clearly him just moving his hands around Hogan's head a bit. It really wasn't sold very well.
And they're like pretending that they're going to cut his hair.
Yeah, they say they're cutting Hogan's hair off, but they don't.
Like they're just screaming at Hogan.
There is a pay-per-view in 2000 where Vince Russo calls Hogan a big bald son of a bitch and Hogan sues him. So I don't think it's a good idea to cut his hair off. Sues him in real life. I don't mean.
That's amazing. What a Hogan.
2000 is pretty weird for WCW. It gets pretty fucked up.
What year are we on now? 1995.
Yeah, it's a well off, but they've absolutely destroyed the Nasty Boys as well, which is unfortunate because I quite like them as a tag team. And I don't like Hogan.
Yeah, they just came in and just got
some guy who looks like a park ranger has come out to check on Hogan.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Who is he? He's got a hole in his shirt as well, which is,
he's got khaki pants and a turquoise polo shirt. He's not a
with a hole in the armpit though.
With a hole in the armpit, which makes no sense. But he's not a medic, is he? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, it's over now, and they've just cut away and gone back. They've just gone back to that terrible promo of Halloween Havoc again.
It's Hogan and
pictures of monster trucks
turning into monster trucks.
Bobby the Brain Heenan found that proper funny. That was the best bit of it.
Yeah, he was loving it. Yeah,
he's absolutely pissing.
Hogan. I like his. I get it. I hate Hogan as well, mate.
And it was funny. And
he didn't know back in the day.
He would be dead though if someone's already got a broken neck and you do the same move to break his neck again.
If you went in the ring, broke someone's neck, and then shaved off the mustache, like, oh my god!
No one's done anything. No one's bothered.
Apart from that park ranger at the end.
Yeah. Now
here we go. This might be the best music as well.
And now it's time for the main event: Flair against Arn Anderson. Although Arn Anderson's already in the ring, which doesn't bode well for him.
I know, that is a nightmare.
And Flair comes out to his amazing music with his classic outfit. Did you see that they pan to what looks like a Miss Elizabeth lookalike in the crowd?
Yeah. Well, I just thought when they did that, I just thought, like in football matches these days, well, before when they were fans, it would always just turn to like the hot girls in the crowd, basically.
Yeah, I think they did, but
crowd shot.
It looked so much like Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, it did though. Yeah.
Flair's wearing his Hogan outfit tonight. Don't know why.
All yellow. Arn Anderson just looking like, I don't know, just some old guy.
A barrel.
Yeah. He's
got a big chest.
He's just like stocky, isn't he? But old. He looks old.
So this match,
Flair does, but not really.
What I've written for this is they said Flair asked for this match They say Flair asked for this match tonight. Then they start talking about how Flair challenged Flying Brian to the match and the match was made last weekend. It says. However, if you were to tune into our last episode on Monday Nitro, you will see that it was advertised on Nitro a week ago. All of that was absolute bollocks. You've contradicted yourself 3 times in a minute, Bischoff. Come on, get a grip.
That's what no one's going to notice apart from heroes like us that are watching these.
Unless you're making notes on every episode, then you probably won't notice. But yeah,
right. Flair doing some good slaps in the corner.
Flair
I don't like slaps though.
I do like them. Chops. The only good thing about them is that the crowd goes woo. That's the only there's no point in them. It doesn't gain you any advantage or anything. But the crowd goes woo, so I like him. He's got RJ on the RF probably because it's Ric Flair, but he's got his initials on the pants in red as well, so he actually is in the red and yellow.
Yes, that's amazing. What a hero.
And then Flair gets the initial upper hand.
A good taunt.
I love that where Flair gets the initial upper hand and struts.
Yeah, what a hero. Anderson's taking it pretty well. We're not really doing much moves, but
I love that. I love when any heel does that, when they just get like the initial hand for a minute and just start chit chat and then think it's amazing and start celebrating.
yeah. Flair, just that classic technique when he gets thrown into the corner of the ring.
Oh yeah,
and just like sort of a backflip out. That's
Flair
amazing.
bump. Shawn Michaels.
What's it called?
I called it Flair bump, but it's not.
I like it. Yeah, Shawn Michaels rips it off, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, that's amazing. That's a good technique he's got there.
Then they brawl to the outside. There's a lot of eye pokes in this match. Like a lot of eye pokes.
Arn Anderson's got Enforcer on his pants.
Yeah, he's the enforcer for the Four Horsemen. So he's like he's Flair's bodyguard.
And who's Flair in the Four Horsemen? Like, what's his?
Obviously
he's the main one, but
he's just the nature boy.
Who else is in it? Who's the other two?
It changes. It changes throughout the.
Henning, I'm gonna go.
Henning is at one point, yes.
Yes.
Chris Benoit is at one point. Yeah.
I only think of. Maybe people know this thing. If you watch Iron Sheik videos, I might have already said Iron Sheik videos online, but he does a Chris Benoit video. Yeah, let's say no more.
We'll have to talk about it in a minute, but
it's quite funny.
I'll explain why in a sec. We're back in now, and Arn Anderson is punching Flair, but not really.
No moves has happened yet, really. No wrestling moves. They've just been, punching and slapping each other, really.
Yeah.
No strong grapples or even weak grapples, really.
They do So when Ric Flair comes back from WWF, he can't wrestle because of the contract. What do you call it? No compete shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So they start doing a thing called the Flair for the Gold, which is a chat show. Oh, it is a nice spine buster.
On the wrestling.
Yeah. So it's just him talking about wrestling. Stunning Steve Austin then starts doing a thing called a Flair for the Old, which is just him dressed up as like Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. And
oh my God, that's amazing. Austin had it then. Austin still got it back in the day.
Yeah, but they're only early 40s. They're only like at this stage nowadays. Like Bill Goldberg's won the WWF title at 53 this year. So
it's Goldberg won the title.
Yeah, in 2020. They're absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They've now got. There is now a hold.
I'm up for seeing Goldberg come up on this one.
Oh yeah. The rise of Goldberg will be amazing. I'm looking forward to counting the streak as well to see how much it goes up week on week.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's good. I don't think we're going to see 173 weeks of him.
I don't think we're going to see like 20.
Yeah. I wrote great last second kick out by Flair as well. Flair kicks out bang on 2 3/4. He's just got that experience.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that was good actually, wasn't it? I know what you mean.
The hold Arn Anderson had him in was called a chicken wing armbar, but it so clearly didn't hurt because he was just moving his elbow in a way that an elbow moves. I like it when Flair does that exaggerated fists up guard.
Flair just punched him in the face. It looks like. Yeah. That was a good move.
Yeah.
Right, Flair, give us a slam.
And then I wrote, figure floor near the ropes. I wonder what will happen here. Oh, look, he gets to the ropes. And to mirror WWF, they start talking about O.J. Simpson as well.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean they don't run a pre-recorded hotline scam on it, but I do. I'm not a fan of the figure four leg lock. I don't like it. They're still just brawling. There's no. I like that. Arn Anderson goes for a DDT. Flair grabs the rope so that he falls down. I think that's pretty.
Was that what happened? I was like, I didn't even see him grab the ropes. I didn't want to know who just done a move to who.
Oh, I like that. And there's a lot of woos from the crowd when he does it. Now Ric Flair's just punching him in the face repeatedly.
Yes, and he's got his strut on again.
The Ric Flair strut is classic. Absolutely amazing.
He's been all over the Arn Anderson this whole match, hasn't he? Really?
He has. It has been very one-sided. Apart from that, elbow from Arn Anderson though.
Is that his special when he goes on the top rope? Reversal anyway.
I said.
Do you know Arn Anderson's special?
I'm sure it's that spine buster that he did early on and got a 2 count.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He done it well.
He does a very good spine buster. Arn Anderson does a flying nothing off the top rope. Flair chops him and then puts the figure 4 on, basically.
Already too long, isn't it?
Yep, see? It's not made him tap.
What's
He's
this?
not tapping. He's not tapping. Should have tapped. Now Flying Brian's come in. And he's done a frog splash onto Flair. Now, assuming Flair wins by DQ, but they don't announce it.
I know.
Because
you used to give me a figure 4 leg lock though, and it does hurt.
It does hurt, but so many wrestlers reverse it.
Your arms are too free to get out as well, I suppose.
Too many wrestlers. If a hold's only as good as people take it.
Mm-hmm.
And too many people no sell the figure 4 leg lock. So they either get to the ropes or they manage to turn it, or if everyone who put it on just tapped out straight away, bang, brilliant.
Like ankle lock.
Yeah.
That was cool because literally every second, like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as but they ruin. Wrestlers ruin the figure 4. It's not that it's a bad move. It's just that wrestlers didn't like.
Yeah, you're right.
That last match where Pillman taps out as soon as it's on, that's how you do it. A figure 4 should.
Yeah, totally.
And then they'd start battering Flair.
Yeah, this isn't a good ending, is it? But Flair's holding his own.
All right, make sure you watch all these times that Flair and Pillman and Arn Anderson are battering the crap out of each other. Because it will come up at Halloween Havoc.
Really?
Yeah, in a totally nonsense.
Even I wrote hardly any notes for this match just because it was a bit of a.
It was just Flair beating up Arn Anderson for a bit.
Yeah, and Flying Brian coming in. I didn't remember any Flying Brian feud really. Sort of remember me with Arn Anderson, sort of, but still, come on.
Flying Brian will soon adopt the loose cannon gimmick, where he just starts saying stuff that's in inverted commas real. So starts exposing the business, starts admitting it to the fans in the middle of the ring that Kevin Sullivan is a booker for the show. And,
right, amazing.
Yeah, so he starts going crazy. But they take that too far.
Why did they do that? Why would they do that? So that's
just
a damaging gimmick for everyone.
To make it seem like people don't know what's real and what's fake. It's like with the NWO thing.
Okay, yeah.
I've been keeping a note of this because they do it every week and it pisses me off. They've cut to break, and when they return from break, there is 1 minute and 18 seconds left of the show. What are you doing?
That's crazy. Just finish it up, guys. Yeah.
Come on. This is not how you time a break.
It's because Bischoff wants the limelight. Bischoff wants to finish these shows.
They go back and they're banging on about how Flair needs some friends or someone to help him out, which is all leading to this big tag team match at Full Brawl that he hasn't got a partner for yet.
Who is his partner?
Sting.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, they're the two best wrestlers in the company.
Yeah.
Fair enough, aren't they? Not the two best wrestlers, but
two best wrestlers in this company are Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero so far.
Yeah, definitely. By quite a long way.
Yeah.
They're the two probably fan favourites, I'd say, at this stage. They are giving us a rundown of next week. It looks shit.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now.
Sting versus Shark. Sabu versus Mr. JL, which isn't me.
Is that Big Boss Man?
Big Boss Man versus Road Warrior Hawk. And
that doesn't sound good.
The only good thing is that there's going to be a cage match between Flair and Arn Anderson, which could be interesting.
Oh, I'll buy it, but Arn Anderson needs to get out of here and start managing people.
I will say, I watched both, and Nitro was miles better than Raw.
Was it? Because that Raw sounded pretty good, but what about if it didn't have Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko?
Oh, then no. It sounds good when I talk through it in 2 minutes, but imagine 20 minutes of, oh no, what another match? Oh no, what another match? Oh no, what another match?
Yeah.
That was more than half of the show. So
that was good.
It was a good Nitro overall, though. I did enjoy it, and most of that was due to the match So there was
funny that there was this one was a double main event, wasn't it? That's what they were saying. And the best match was the other match that wasn't the main event.
I wrote that. I wrote 3 matches, double main event, and the best match by a long way was the only match not a main event. So I think we're pretty much set on what our match of the night is, and I think we both agree on it. It was easy.
Yeah, definitely.
MVP then.
Oh, that is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
As an outside choice, I'm not going to say he is. Disco Inferno is up there.
Disco Inferno is up there. Honourable mention to Disco Inferno for just coming out and dancing.
You know what? I think I'm going to give it to Dean Malenko because he surprised me.
So I went Eddie. So I think that's fair because they deserve to tie. So I'm happy with that.
Good.
Will Smith of the night.
By so much further as well because who else we got? Luger, Macho Man, Flair, and Arn Anderson. These old guys have got a lot to learn for these new hot shots.
Yeah, it really the cruiserweights are so. I mean, WWF can't compete.
Surely they must know watching this. Like even then, like Bischoff surely must know. Oh my God, these guys are amazing.
That was a dark match a few weeks ago, so they clearly got enough for like a reception.
Oh yeah, true.
They've now put it on in the middle of a Nitro, which is big for a new guy. You think of the people they've got at this stage; they're not showing on Nitro. Hacksaw Jim Duggan hasn't been on a Nitro.
Yeah, true. Good as well.
I mean, fair enough, but he's a big name. Well, he was a big name in the 80s, which for WCW is the 90s.
Yeah.
But they have a lot. They have a big roster, and so they clearly recognise they've got something here. But it will be another. It will be. It's not till 1996 they even bring in a cruiserweight championship, which is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, I'll be well up for that. Yeah. I mean, I still got Benoit to come in. We've got some. Who's the other one? Saturn. Harry Saturn.
He gets that mop gimmick after going nuts on someone for real. I'll stick it up on some social media because he gets punished by the company because someone does an arm drag. Someone does an arm drag on Saturn and it lands on his head or his neck a bit funny, and Saturn loses his shit and absolutely kicks the fuck out of them for real.
Like a wrestler does it to him.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, like a new start jobber wrestler, he's only meant to come in and make Saturn look good, and he tries an arm throw thing, and he fucks it up, and Saturn goes ballistic on him, but just genuinely beat the shit. It looks like he could have killed him. It's proper brutal. I'll stick it up on Facebook page because it's funny as anything, but I can't remember the guy's name because it's just
there's some dude mop special.
Next week we will see the debut of Chris Benoit.
Really? Yes. Good.
Which is controversial because
controversial, but he was a sweet wrestler. Let's step back from.
We have to look at the fact that we are only dealing with Chris Benoit up to 1999 because then he jumps to WWF. While he's in our timeline, he's just a good wrestler. We won't get into his WWF career and the whole.
Although he had a good WWF feud with, or was this in WCW actually with Jericho? Awesome.
Their cruiserweight action makes WCW because
definitely doesn't it?
Luger matches are not going to take down the incumbent, are they? You've got WWF, which is the benchmark, and these shows tie this week, and Nitro was miles better.
Mm-hmm.
But because they both get a rating of 2.5. I mean, both will be able to double that soon. But WWF's sort of the industry standard, and you're not going to beat the industry standard with Lex Luger matches.
No.
Just aren't.
No way, yeah. Or Hogan. I mean, people probably tune in for Hogan, I guess, but...
I don't think they are at this point, though, are they? I mean, he's getting booed. People will tune in for the NWO, and they will tune in a lot for the NWO when we get to that. But
yeah, that's damn right.
But Hogan just doing the same moves every match and giving the same crap promo.
Yeah.
They're not tuning in for it, are they?
Nah, no way.
Yeah. So that's next week. So we'll have a promo from Benoit, which I only know because I looked into when he was coming and realized we had to address it.
Quality. I'm up for that. We don't know what happened. It's pre-2000, all of our knowledge. Just take it as that.
We'll just assume everything's pre-2000, and after that, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So in WCW, Benoit's just a nice guy who steals Kevin Sullivan's wife.
Right, nice.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's still not that good, is he?
Not really. But anyway, there we go.
See you next week.
So we'll see you next week, guys. As usual, if you want to see us on Facebook, we are Monday Nitro Brother. We are at Monday Nitro Bro on Twitter. I think
Chris Benoit.
I don't know. I don't know when the Benoit thing was, because I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a great rivalry they had.
I love Jericho. I love when Jericho people. When he has the Gilbert thing is in WCW.
Yeah.
I'm glad we get to see that, because that's just brilliant.
I'm up for seeing Jericho, actually. We'll see Jericho at some point, won't we?
Jericho's coming in soon, again as a cruiserweight, and you can search for us on any of your podcast providers under Monday Nitro Brother, and we're there.
Give us some likes, give us some follows, give us some 5-star reviews.
We have got some 5-star reviews on iTunes now, so we are, whatever we're doing in the algorithms now, helping. So if you will give us a review on iTunes, it does help massively, because it is really hard to get seen on there unless you get more reviews. Also, I'm demonstrating this with my hands a lot, which no one can see, which isn't very good.
It's helping me.
All right. Thanks. Good night, guys. And we'll play you out with the newly sampled in reference to Spotify earlier. I'm going to play out with some good old boys from the West Texas Rednecks.
Amazing, getting them people pumped.
Yeah.
Right. Peace out, everyone. Guys. Right. Yeah, how's things in me? Not too much.
Oh.
Chesapeake's first day. How was that?
Yeah. It was all right. I mean, I don't really understand the bubble thing, because every year group's a bubble. But then,
yeah, that's not going to work, like, is it?
But then everyone who's got a brother or a sister.
Well, being different years, yeah.
Then the whole thing falls.
I guess it's a whole school, basically, isn't it?
And anyone who's got an older brother, their school as well.
So what happens if someone does get... I mean, kids don't get it, though, do they? It's not a thing, anyway.
I think if any kid in his school gets a cough if any kid in his year group gets a cough or temperature,
which most will,
literally
surely.
All kids all the time, then I've got to go and get a test. So I'm probably going to have to go and get a test tomorrow.
That's brutal. That's crazy.
Oh, how was Chester?
Oh, yeah, good, man, good. Saw some cool animals, although it was raining the day we went to the zoo. But yeah, man, it was cool. Saw some stuff. Went out in Chester for a bit, had some fancy meal. It was good. Chester was super busy, though. Mental.
Was it?
We went there like the next day, like in the town. It was, like, honestly, chaos. But you know, it's fine. Everyone's got masks on or whatever.
Remember I told you I had to snap that thing in my car to make the bonnet work? So when I did that, I put oil in it, because I hadn't put any oil in for ages because I couldn't open the bonnet. And I've been driving it around, and I'm like, this car smells pretty oily. I must have gone a bit mad.
Oh, yeah.
But then it started smelling more and more oily. So eventually I checked the bonnet, and I'd not put the oil cap back on it.
Oh no, that's just oil's going everywhere.
It's just oil everywhere.
That's a nightmare. What have you got to do then? You got to clean it, or?
Well, I've got to clean it, and I went to Euro Car Parts and said, "Can I get an oil filler cap?" And they gave me one. It didn't fit. Nightmare. So I had to ring the Ford. Like theirs was like £2 or something. I had to ring the Ford dealer, and they were like, "Yeah, we can order you one in. It's £15." It's like for a lid.
It's like a little tiny cap. Yeah, that's mental.
Brutal. But it did fit because it's the actual part. So.
Yeah.